Hi and welcome. Today we're going to work on dancer's pose or Natrajasana. So you need to have your thorax or upper spine very, very warm, as well as your shoulders, your lumbar spine, and your quads and hamstrings as well. So let's do a nice warm up first. Then I'm going to give you the cheat codes for Natrajasana. All right, so let's come into a nice butterfly. Trying to get your knees onto the mat. Get one side at a time for now. Palms flat, arms straight back, and a nice table pose. Okay. So let's sit in a nice pike, getting ready for a forward fold. But instead, we're going to put our palms flat, and we're going to come up into a table. Hang your head back, and then back into a pike. Table. Head down. Feel it in your shoulders a little bit. And then pike again. Okay, now that we're warm, we're going to do some full bridges. Let's start with a standard arms back entrance point. So we have our elbows bent and our palms flat, and we just push up into bridge. Okay. So now we're going to do that same thing, except we're going to come in from the side. So you're going to have one palm flat, your right palm is flat behind you, your left arm straight, you're going to loop around into a Shavasana. See how far you can get and just hang there. Now we'll try again and see if you can drop down into the full pose. This most definitely stretches your shoulder blades, your shoulders, as well as your neck and your back. Okay, so let's do that a few times. This will help you to flip your grip when you're doing full standing dancer. Now let's try to drop back all the way into a wheel pose. All right, great. As always, we're going to do a little bit of a counter pose. So just roll your back out. Roll it out. Okay, and then the same thing on the other side. We've got our palm flat. Orientation doesn't really matter at this time. You'll figure that out when you have to. So now we're going to take our other side. Good. It seems like you're not going to be able to drop back. But if you can do a regular Shavasana, you can do the drop back. You just need to commit to it. Have a nice soft mat. And don't do this unless you feel like you can definitely land it. Two areas that need to be extremely stretched out are your quadricep muscles, the large muscle above your knee on top of your leg, as well as your spine. So kneeling on one knee, lean forward as far as you can and try to touch your heel to your glute. This will stretch out the quadricep on the bent leg dramatically, while also stretching your hamstring a little bit on the front leg. Let's repeat on both sides. Hold for a minimum of 30 seconds to see results. And alternate the quad stretch with also a camel pose. So the camel pose stretches out your lumbar spine as well as your thoracic spine. So what you want to do is come onto your hands and knees, stretch your hips forward, feel it in your low back. Then lean back as far as you can and grab your heels or your ankles. You can let your head fall back naturally, come back into prayer position. And let's alternate with some more quad stretches. So to warm up, another warm up move that we're going to do is just interlacing your fingers and extending your arms as far back as you can. And holding 30 seconds. Elbows straight and really push back. Okay, so also some shoulder rotations. I'm going to do 6 backwards, 6 forwards, I'm going to do a little shoulder flossing. So grab your strap and hold it a little bit farther than shoulder distance. We'll go backwards and forwards with your elbows as straight as possible. Okay. So now you want to take your left arm straight as possible and then pull it backwards with your right arm. You just have to remember to keep your left elbow locked. So you want that arm straight, otherwise the stretch doesn't hit the right area. Count to 30. Okay, repeat on the other side. Right elbow now locked. Let's place our strap under our ankle. Sit down and pull. This is also a great shoulder opener. This, I would say, is more intermediate move. So if you can do it while kneeling fully like this easily, we're going to try to come up onto our knees and stretch back. All right, one more time. See how long you can hold it.
Another great move to work on flipping your grip and opening up your shoulders and upper back is to come into a lunge with your strap looped on your rear ankle. Then just lean back as far as you can, crawling your hands down to see if you can get to full flipped grip position.
Keeping this leg back. Okay, so let's try these folding chair warm-up moves to get to areas that are really difficult to stretch out. So we're going to put our shoulder blades right along the top of the chair. Okay, so we're going to get into that position. There. And then we're going to come up on our toes, hang your butt down, so you should start feeling a little bit of a stretch here. Then we're going to try to grab our strap, which we looped around. Right. If you can't grab your strap, you have to grab it from the side. And come up very slowly, carefully. That is not easy, but it does help you to stretch out areas that are really hard to get to on your back. Hang your butt down and let gravity do half of the work. I'm going to try to grab the strap while I do that. You just loop it onto the front end of the chair. And then we have another step. Okay. You come out slowly, vertebra by vertebra. And you can come down on your knees. That makes it easier for you. Okay, great. So let's try a few more drills. Need a break from that one. That was actually pretty challenging. We'll do more later, but not right now. All right, so come onto your block with both knees. You can use 2 blocks if it's easier. Make sure you have enough distance between you and the chair that it actually forces your thorax or your upper kind of spine area to fall to its lowest possible height. So you're kind of like letting your weight hang you down and, just thinking the whole time, I want to touch my face to the mat, pushing down that way. So let's see if we can do this. Okay, so make sure you have enough distance. Grab on with both sides. And then just hang down. Okay, I'm going to get my timer now so that I can make sure that I hold that for 30 seconds. Okay. And let's do this with our timer. All right, so this should be pretty painful. Not too painful. It's actually pretty difficult to hold it for a long time. I did 30 seconds, reset. Okay. Now, without any prop, just see how far you can put your elbows behind your head. So interlace your fingers above your head and reach back. Now, if you continue these drills every other day, every day, you're going to notice that when you do this, your shoulders are going further and further back away from your head. So you'll have a significant gap between your elbows and the back of your head. So just kind of gauge how far you are at this time, then report back after doing this frequently. I would say 3 times a week or every other day is ideal because you won't overdo it. All right, so I definitely feel this a lot in my shoulders. Definitely opening up my shoulders further than I could do without the props.
2 blocks between your shoulder blades while you're holding a strap or a band is also a great way to warm up and open up your shoulders.
Okay, so another way to increase your shoulder flexibility is use the front of the chair and put your elbows right on the edge. Let your head fall down between the gap. A bench with 2 blocks. And we're going to work on our upper shoulder area. So scapula is on the blocks. And you really Be very, very careful with this, okay? Make sure you have full control of the weight.
One last shoulder opening move before we try the full pose is to clasp your arms behind your back with one elbow bent below and one above. So let's try a full dancer without using a strap and no flipped grip. So basically, grab the instep of your rear leg with your knee bent and try to elevate that leg upwards and outwards, so towards the wall, the far wall behind you, and the ceiling. Lift up as high as you can. You can straighten one arm in front of you if it helps you balance. So you're trying to kick up towards the sky as well as back to pull your spine backwards. So with the strap, you can actually make a tiny loop using the plastic piece on your strap, and you can put it around your ankle or your foot. And then you're going to crawl your hands towards your foot. The final pose, the full pose with the flipped grip, includes you grabbing your feet, your foot, and holding it up above your head.
So you really want to root through that front leg. Get a really stable grip on the mat with your front foot. So you'll notice when you first start attempting this, you're going to kind of collapse in on yourself. If you don't have very strong arches, or even if you do and you're not used to this pose, it uses a lot of small muscles that you don't normally use. A lot of balance that most people don't normally access.
This pose is excellent for balance. It builds lower body strength as well as opens tight muscles.
All right, so let's do some cool down counter poses. Let's put our elbows straight behind us and scoot your bottom forward so you feel the reversal of up and back shoulders. Okay, and you can bend straight, bend straight, bend straight. Okay, let's release our lower back as well as quadriceps and hamstrings. Okay, so you place your ankle right above your knee and just pull that back leg in. You'll most definitely feel a stretch in your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. You can bend or extend that top leg. And this also helps to release your lower back, which might have been feeling a lot of stress from those attempts at dancer. Okay. Elevate our hips, put it down, elevate our hips. Here you're going to feel your quads lengthening and calming down after that hard work. Let's do a nice forward fold. Try to touch your face to your knees. Yeah, pull your head down. Yep. And then let's do some circles. Just 6 in each direction. If you have one of these big yoga balls, this is a great way to work on your upper back flexibility very gently and easily. You can crawl your hands backwards farther and then roll a little bit towards your feet. This is extremely helpful in flipping your grip. Okay, so let's lie on our backs with our feet off the edges of our mat, and same thing with our hands. Relax in Shavasana for 5 to 10 minutes. This is a difficult flow and a difficult series of drills. So make sure to cool down properly.